I'm bored. Yes, that was my best Laserbeam impression. I am very, very bored. Also, I was very, very sick like 3 days ago. I was gonna do a video with Noah 2 days ago, and then didn't. It was funny. He was messaging me saying, "Oh, Rory, Backrooms is on PlayStation." And I'm like, okay. I got it on Steam, but okay, I'm not going to spend another £5 on the same game. I'm not made of money. I never got back to him, so Noah, if you're watching, I do apologise. But that is why. There are a bunch of games that we need to continue. Instead, I thought we might try something else. Why don't we watch a few scary videos and just see where that takes us? So, there's a YouTuber here called MGV Animations. They do a few scary stories animated. We're going to watch a few and see what happens. Now, MGV, I'm just a fan here. Okay. Please do not copyright strike me. All your info, including that channel link and the video link, will be in my description. Okay.
I got the job at Mel's Diner 3 weeks after I moved out of my parents' house.
Right.
It was a 24-hour place off Route 9 with cracked vinyl booths and a jukebox at 2003. The pay was terrible, but they were willing to hire someone with literally zero experience.
Fair.
My first closing shift was on a Wednesday
This animation.
in late September. It started awful and got worse within a few hours. A trucker left a 5-cent tip on a $40 check. A woman threw her plate at me because I brought her scrambled eggs instead of hash browns.
Bro.
Even though I had repeated her order back to her twice. And 2 guys in a corner booth kept making kissing sounds every time I walked past.
Get out.
By 11, I was counting down the minutes until midnight. My feet hurt. My apron was stained with ketchup and coffee. And I had already cried once in the walk-in freezer. That's when this guy walked in. He was maybe 32. Dressed in a button-down shirt and clean jeans.
Well, don't you look smart?
He smiled when he sat down at the counter and asked how my night was going, and actually listened when I said it had been rough. He ordered a coffee and pie and left a $20 tip on an $8 check, and told me I seemed to be doing a good job despite everything.
Thank you.
After the night I'd had, that kindness felt like oxygen. We talked while I wiped down tables. He said his name was Danny. He worked in sales and traveled a lot. He was passing through on his way to Albany. Danny was cheesy in places, but he was easy to talk to. Around 11:40, he asked if I wanted to grab a drink after my shift, said there was a bar still open a few miles down the road, and that I looked like I could use one after the night I'd had. I hesitated. My mom drilled it into me never to go anywhere with strange men.
Yeah.
But Danny didn't feel like a stranger anymore. In fact, I was so comfortable around him that we might have been friends for a while. And I didn't want to go back to my empty apartment alone, sitting and replaying every...
You've spoken to this guy for 30 minutes. And now you're like, oh yeah, I know him. I'ma just go with him. Right, let me tell you. I don't care how nice someone is to me. If I don't know them for at least a couple months, I'm not going anywhere with them.
Awful moment of the shift. So I said yes. Danny smiled and said he'd wait outside. He told me he was driving a silver BMW that'd be parked near the road. The last customer left at 11:55. I helped the night cook Carlos finish closing, grabbed my jacket, and clocked out at 12:15. The parking lot was dark. The overhead lights had been busted for weeks, and nobody had bothered to fix them. I could see a silver car idling near the edge of the lot with its headlights off. I walked toward it. I was maybe 30 feet away when I felt somebody tug at my jacket from behind.
Uh-oh.
I spun around to this shady-looking guy with dark...
Look at this guy's smile. Unhand me, you troglodyte.
But I could see the yellow crooked teeth followed by a piercing on the upper lip. My heart started pounding. He leered at me as he stepped closer, gripping my arm so tightly his fingers dug into my flesh. He told me to be quiet, that we were just going for a ride. I looked toward the BMW. Danny was standing outside the driver's door.
He's working with him.
Watching. I screamed at him to come and help me. He didn't move.
Yeah.
His face was flat, expressionless. My brain caught up. This was all planned.
Uh-huh.
Danny was being nice to me, so I'd trust him and follow him outside alone.
Of course he was.
I screamed and dropped straight down, letting my weight go completely dead. The man wasn't expecting it. He stumbled forward and lost his grip on my arm for just a second.
Kick him in the...
Without giving him time to recover, I stomped down hard on his foot with my heel and dashed straight for the diner.
There you go.
I pounded and screamed at the glass door with both fists until Carlos looked up from where he was mopping and rushed to unlock it.
Open the door.
I shoved past him and told him to lock it again and to call the police. Through the window, I could see the BMW. Both men had already gotten in. The car backed up slowly, turned toward the end so hard my teeth were chattering. 2 officers showed up 20 minutes later. They took my statement, checked the parking lot, and found nothing. One of them said the cameras outside hadn't worked in over a year. They asked what the man looked like. I realized I couldn't remember much except for an easy smile, brown hair, and an average-looking face. Danny looked so normal it was almost forgettable. Maybe that was the whole point. The officer said to keep an eye out, but without plates or a clear description, there wasn't much they could do. He asked if the man had said where he was from or where he was going. I remember him saying Albany, but then I wondered if anything he'd said was true. I quit the next day without even going back for my last paycheck.
Yeah, good.
Carlos dropped it off at my apartment the following week. My mom wanted me to move back home. I told her I was fine, that it was just bad luck that I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But I couldn't sleep in my apartment anymore. Every sound in the hallway makes me freeze. I got a new job a month later at a coffee shop that closed at 6. I only work day shifts now. I never walk to my car alone, even in broad daylight, and I don't talk to customers beyond what's necessary. I try to be super cautious now, but it doesn't stop me from thinking about that one time when I wasn't.
Wow, that was intense. Just imagine being in that situation. I couldn't. But that animation was amazing. And the story. I think we'll do maybe 2 more. Alright. Let's do it.
My 16-year-old daughter, Anya, was on her way home from volleyball practice that Wednesday evening when a drunk driver ran a red light on her. The bystanders called the ER, but it was too late. She left a void in my heart and home that...
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. Bro. 5 seconds in. Oh my days.
I couldn't fill no matter what. I had already lost my husband to cancer 4 years back.
Oh, damn.
And there was nothing left for me in the city anymore. So I moved into the farmhouse.
I mean, look at that face. I am not surprised.
3 months after the funeral. It had been my aunt's before she passed and was left to me in her will. It sat on 12 acres with no neighbors for 2 miles.
Ooh.
I set up Anya's things in the upstairs bedroom,
a good decision.
Still in boxes. I told myself I'd unpack her belongings eventually and turn her bedroom into a proper memorial, but I simply couldn't go in there without breaking down. My dog Cooper slept in my room.
Cooper!
He was a lab mix. Anya picked him out from the shelter when she was 10.
Aww.
About 6 weeks after I moved in, I noticed something odd. I was coming back from the grocery store around dusk when I looked up at the house and felt the curtain in Anya's window move slightly.
Oh.
As if someone had been standing there and ducked after seeing me. I stood in the driveway staring at it, telling myself it was the wind. Maybe I left a window open. But when I went inside,
to be fair, I would think that as well.
All the windows were locked. That night, Cooper kept pacing the hallway outside my bedroom, stopping in front of Anya's closed door and growling low in his throat. I got up, put my ear against the door, and listened, but everything was exactly how it should be. I went back to bed, but I didn't sleep much. Over the next 2 weeks, small things kept happening. I'd turn off the kitchen light before bed and find it on again in the morning. The
You
television
got someone
would be
living
on
in
a
your
different
house.
channel than I left
Or a
it.
ghost.
Once I found the back door unlocked, even though I was certain I'd bolted it. I called the sheriff. They came and searched the property, but didn't find anything. The officer said old houses settle.
Holy
Locks can be
mustache.
tricky, and I should consider getting an alarm system if I were
To be fair,
worried.
I wanted that mustache for a
3
while.
nights later, I woke up to footsteps upstairs, moving from one side of Anya's room to the other.
Oh,
The
God.
floorboards creaked in a rhythm I recognized. Anya used to pace when she was stressed about a test or upset about something at school.
Is it a ghost
I
of
grabbed my
Anya?
phone and crept into the hallway. Cooper was already...
Alright. So, you hear something in your house. You get up, get your phone, and you go to investigate. I'm not angry at you. Alright? Here's where I'm getting angry at you. What if you find something or someone? What weapon does she have? I mean, she's got a phone. I mean, I don't have my phone on me. But if you find someone just kind of like in the corner, just like that, the best you can do is get your phone and poof. But obviously, you got to do something. Let me show you how I'm walking through my house if I hear a creak. Alright. I mean, first of all, I wouldn't even be walking through my house. I would hear a creak, pretty much roll over my bed, grab this, go under my bed, stay there until I don't hear the sound anymore. I ain't leaving, because I'm scared.
there, pressed against the wall, trembling. As I climbed the stairs slowly, the footsteps stopped, still with my heart hammering. I reached Anya's door and opened it. Inside,
Oh my.
the room was destroyed. Anya's boxes had been opened, and clothes were scattered everywhere. Dresser drawers were pulled out with contents dumped on the floor. The volleyball was gone from the windowsill, too.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wearing one of Anya's dresses, was a child-sized figure. For a second, my heart stopped beating. I was frozen as the figure slowly looked up, darted forward,
Oh my god.
and ran right past me. So close I felt the air move. I stood there
That actually
shaking
made me
for
jump
I don't
then.
know how
Not gonna
long
lie.
before I could make my legs work. I went downstairs, turned on every light, called the sheriff, and sat in the kitchen with a knife until the cops arrived. They searched the whole house top to bottom, but couldn't find anything out of place. I didn't sleep for 3 days after that.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
On the 4th night, I woke up to Cooper barking.
Cooper.
I got up and found him in the hallway
Oh
at
my
the
days.
bottom of the stairs, staring upward toward Anya's room. The same small figure wearing Anya's volleyball uniform was standing in the doorway.
If it smiles, I'm
The
a
shorts
freak.
were too big, bunched up, and held with a belt. The jersey hung past the knees. I found my voice and asked who she was, asked why she was wearing Anya's clothes. The figure took a step forward into the light from the hallway.
Oh.
My stomach turned. It wasn't a child. The body was small, maybe 4.5 feet tall, but the face was wrong. It was deeply lined and weathered, basically an adult face on a child-sized body. Her eyes were sunken and dark, and her mouth stretched into a thin line.
Is it a homeless person?
She giggled, saying she wore them because the clothes fit her just fine. She said she'd been waiting for someone to bring her new things. I screamed.
Uh-oh.
Cooper bolted for the front door, and I followed without stopping to grab my phone or keys or anything. I ran barefoot down the driveway in my pajamas. I made it to my car and locked the doors, sitting there shaking and watching the house. The police came again. This time, they brought machines and dogs, and found a crawlspace access panel in Anya's closet that no one had ever noticed before. Behind it was a 3-foot-high space, running the length of the upstairs. Inside, They found blankets, food wrappers,
Yeah.
and empty water
Someone
bottles.
been living in that house.
Anya's volleyball was there too, along with a collection of her clothes neatly folded in the corner. The woman had been living up there for weeks, maybe longer than that. They searched the woods for hours, checked abandoned buildings, and talked to neighbors miles away. But nobody had ever seen her. I moved out that same day.
Yeah.
Stayed in a motel while my brother helped me pack everything. I sold the farmhouse within a year for half of what it was worth. Anya's things are in storage now. I can't bring myself to go through them without thinking about that woman wearing her clothes, sleeping in that crawl space right above where I thought I was keeping Anya's memory safe. Last week, I got a call from the new owners of the farmhouse.
Oh boy.
They wanted to know if I left any of my daughter's things behind. I told them I'd taken everything. They said they'd found a volleyball in the woods behind the house. Asked if I wanted it back.
Oh my days. Which is mental.
I was 31 and working nights at a truck stop diner off Interstate 84. It wasn't a career, but I needed the job to survive. Jaden's dad had left when he was 2, and the child support check stopped coming 6 months later.
Oh boy.
The diner paid enough to keep the lights on and food in the fridge. It was a Tuesday in March, and I'd only had 3 tables all evening when 2 drunk oddballs stumbled in around 9.
Oh god.
They looked to be in their 40s, had their work boots on, paired with flannel shirts. They were loud from the moment they sat down. But it wasn't the first time we were dealing with nuts. I brought them menus and water. One of them asked if I came with the meal. The other thought it was hilarious. I kept my face neutral and asked what they wanted to drink. The first one leaned back in the booth and looked me up and down slowly. He said he'd take whatever I was offering. I told them I'd give them a minute to look at the menu. Over the next 20 minutes, it got worse. Every time I walked past, one of them made nasty comments. They asked if I was single, made remarks about my body,
Get back.
and even blocked my path when I tried to leave their table. I kept smiling, stayed polite, and reminded myself how much I needed the job and tips for Jaden, until one of them grabbed my wrist. I was reaching across to refill the water when his hand shot out and wrapped around my arm. He pulled me closer
Get
and said I should
off
sit down
me.
and have a drink with them. He started blabbering about things he'd do to me. I tried to yank my hand back, but he wouldn't let go. The other guy kept laughing.
Bro.
Tears welled up in my eyes. I was pissed and desperate. Without thinking twice, I raised my hand and slapped him hard.
Let's
The
go.
sound echoed through the whole diner,
Fight for
and
yourself.
both of them went quiet. The one I'd slapped stared at me with his mouth half open as his cheek turned red. My manager, Frank, came yelling out of the kitchen. He'd seen the whole thing through the service window and threatened to call the cops if they didn't leave immediately. They walked out slowly, still looking at me. The one I'd slapped said I'd regret that. His friend laughed and said something I couldn't quite hear.
Well, don't.
Frank walked them to the
Touch
door
me.
and watched them get into a pickup truck. He came back and asked if I was okay. I said I was fine, that I just wanted to finish my shift. The rest of the night passed without incident. We closed at 11. I clocked out, grabbed my purse, and walked to the parking lot to find all 4 tires on my Honda were slashed.
Oh, dickheads.
Unfortunately, Frank had already left, so the diner was locked, and my phone showed only 8% battery. I called a tow truck. They said they can't make it for 2 hours. I asked for a cab. The dispatcher said they could send one, but it would take at least 40 minutes.
Damn.
I couldn't wait in the parking lot that long with only 8% battery and no lights in sight except the one flickering pole lamp by the dumpster. So I started walking towards the gas station a quarter mile down the access road. I made it maybe 300 yards when headlights slowed behind me as a pickup truck pulled onto the shoulder.
No.
And then the 2 oddballs from earlier got out.
Oh god. Yeah, run.
Without wasting a second, I bolted. I cut across the drainage ditch, right into the woods behind the
Drop
truck
your
stop.
phone.
Branches whipped against my face, but I didn't stop. I could hear them behind me. One of them was yelling my name. The other one was laughing. Suddenly, my foot caught on something, a root or a rock, and I went down hard. My knee slammed into the ground and pain shot up my leg. I tried to stand and couldn't. My ankle rolled under me, and I fell again.
Oh, God.
When I put weight on my left leg, it buckled.
You gotta, like, hide behind a
Something was
tree.
broken or badly sprained. I crawled forward on my hands and knees and pulled myself deeper into the woods. My phone had fallen somewhere behind me. I could see the glow of the flashlight they were using, sweeping back and forth between the trees.
Why are these dudes so desperate?
Luckily, I found a fallen log and wedged myself behind it.
Yes.
I pressed my hand over my mouth to keep quiet. My breath was coming in short gasps I couldn't control. The flashlight beam passed over the log and kept moving. They were maybe 20 feet away. I could hear them talking to each other, arguing about which direction I'd gone. One of them said I couldn't have gotten far. I stayed completely still. My leg was throbbing. I could feel something warm running down my shin.
Blood.
Probably blood from
Yeah.
where I'd hit the ground. They searched for what felt like hours. Their voices got farther away before they'd be closer again. At one point, one of them stood so close to the log I could smell cigarette smoke. Eventually, their voices faded. I heard a truck door slam in the distance and the engine humming away.
Yes.
I still waited another 30 minutes before I pulled myself upright using the log and started limping back toward the road. I found my phone in the dirt. The screen was cracked, but it was still working. It still had 2% battery. I called 911 and whispered my location. The dispatcher kept me on the line until the ambulance arrived. They found me sitting against a tree about 50 yards from the truck stop, covered in mud and blood. My leg was fractured in 2 places.
Damn.
They kept me in the hospital overnight for observation. The police took my statement the next morning. I gave them descriptions and told them about the truck. They said they'd look into it, but without plates, there wasn't much they could do. I quit the diner the day I got out of the hospital, told Frank over the phone. He said he understood and that he was sorry. One of my friends helped me get a remote job 3 weeks later at a call center. So I work from home now and avoid going after dark anymore.
Thank you.
Jaden is only 5, but way more mature than kids his age.
Go on,
Maybe he couldn't
Jaden.
get the whole story, but he knows his mom survived something horrible. Oh, over time, he may forget it, but I know I won't.
Yeah, let me subscribe one time. Alright, guys. That was it for today. If you guys want me to react to anything else, just comment. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. 100 subscribers, please. I'll see you in a bit.